Happy Halloween, and welcome. Thank you for joining us on the empty side of the table. A few days ago, we went to what was called the Halloween Con here in our city. Wasn't bad. I was a bit disappointed. I was hoping for more Halloween themed things and makers that do Halloween stuff, but it was just essentially a kind of a toy con. And from what I heard, from my boss at one of my jobs, there was supposed to be a convention a few months ago, but that was cancelled and it was turned into this one. But he was never notified of it. He was actually going to be doing some vending. But anyway, this will be an unboxing of the Mr. Freeze figure from Batman the Animated Series. This is by Mcfarlane Toys. We did pick up some figures. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth here. We did pick up some figures at the Halloween convention. There was a gentleman at a table with a bunch of figures, and he saw me keeping going back and looking at them. And finally he's like, okay, I'll give you 2 for this price. So this is what we got here. Got Green Lantern and the Spectre. This figure we have already out of package. He's up there in the left-hand corner. I've actually got 3 of him now. There's a glow-in-the-dark variant that's also out of package that we have. He had a few other figures that I'm contemplating on. Maybe I should have gotten. One was the Atom. He also had Captain Atom, but I'm not a fan of that character at all. And he had the Red Superman. Don't like the Boy Scout, as I've said several times, but that one's a bit different, so I might have gotten that one. Oh, and he had Eclipso too, that's right. I do have Dr. Midnight. He's out of package and not with the owl. But I guess we should get started here. Now, here's another figure I forgot I picked up quite a while back. Maybe it was at the Concord Toy Con. Can't rightly remember, but I have not seen this Joker figure before. This has obviously been opened, so we'll be doing a kind of unboxing of it. I do like this rendition though. The long coat, and just the simple black and white. And these are some of the other figures in the series, but I don't know if I've ever run across this figure before. Where did I get that? Oh, I know where I got this. I got this at an antique shop in Martinez during the zombie crawl. Yeah, quite an unusual find for an antique shop. So anyway, let's get back to this unboxing. I forgot my knife, I'll be right back. So we've been kind of trying to watch a horror movie every day. Kind of utterly failed on it, but I've seen a few that have been quite good. One was called Dark Harvest. Kind of an independent film. And the creature named Sawtooth Jack, this really long, tall, kind of Slenderman-y looking thing with an almost jack-o'-lantern type head. They don't show him too often, but when they do, he looks brilliant. And it's a nice little story. Not pretty original. Not something I've the kind of story I've come across before. And I'm currently watching one called The Lure. I think it's Russian, and it's basically about a pair of cannibalistic mermaids. Well, not cannibals, because they're not eating their own, they're eating humans. And that one's really good and kind of silly. It's a musical also. Okay, so as you can see here, he does come with the backpack and guns for the Condiment King. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8. So he's got 4 sets of hands, 8 in all in various forms. He's got a fist. He's got a hand for gripping things. He's got a couple different open hands. And it looks like he's tied into the back there, so let's open him up. I might have mentioned this in one of the previous unboxings for the animated series, but this Mr. Freeze, while he does look like the animated series Mr. Freeze, no doubt, there's another Mr. Freeze figure in a previous animated series, figure series, that looks astoundingly a lot like this one. And I know someone who has it, but we haven't been able to do a comparison. That's one leg. That's the other, and the arms. So, in his first appearance, he had a much different name, Mr. Freeze. I believe he was called Mr. Zero. And I'm pretty sure his story was a lot different too. It wasn't until the animated series that he became like this tragic figure. And a few people have rewritten it, he's just an obsessed stalker type dude, and the person who's gotten cryo freeze was never his wife and just someone he was obsessed with and that kind of thing. I like the tragic backstory more though. Oh boy, come on. Is he still tied in somewhere? No. Right. Let me take a closer look. Yeah, he is. I'm sorry. Silly. Sorry about that, Victor. Well, at least this comes off. I know there's been a few figures in the past where the shell doesn't come off, so you can't turn his head. And look at that. He does have some play in his head and his neck. Can't push his head that far back, though, while the shell is on. Is this removable? Yep. I would have preferred something a bit more sturdy though. Okay, so his posability looks a bit dubious. He's got nothing in the torso at all. His arms can swing up barely because of these, I don't know what you want to call them, sleeves. Does his shoulders? Yeah, okay. So he can swing his arms out. He's also got very little play in the elbows. If I'm not mistaken, I've never been able to play with it out of package. The other Mr. Freeze animated series figure, these were more rubbery, so he was able to get a little bit more play, but they also decompose. Like they start to crack and things like that. You know, like the tires in the old Transformers. So he does have the swivel arm also. Yeah, not very much in the way of posability. Okay, so his legs, or his knees bend, his ankles point. Doesn't, well wait. I see a bit of a seam there. Okay, so his legs do swing out, or do splits. Not that Mr. Freeze would ever need to. Okay. Not entirely bad. he's a very brilliant looking figure. Very authentic looking to the animated series. See, now I'm wondering, there we go, okay. That felt a bit scary. These hands are very small, as you can see. These tiny, tiny pegs here just scream delicate to me. So don't know if I'm going to be trying to remove these. Very, very simple, bare bones figure though. It's not bad. And I do like Mr. Freeze. Just a little bit more posability. I know it's hard with these things here, but I'm sure they could find a workaround. Again, I guess Mr. Freeze, the character, is not that much of a dynamic character. He's very stoic. Doesn't do much in the way of posing or anything like that. But at least a swivel in the torso. I know that could be hard with this thing here, but they probably could have made a workaround where this could be split. But I feel like I'm missing something here. Let's see, come on. Yeah, see, even his arm can't go up straight. It has to be out that way, so you could have him pointing a gun at someone. So why isn't this fitting now? Let's see. There we go. Could have him pointing his freeze gun at someone like that. I don't remember if he had one in the cartoon, but as you can see, the Comic King has the cables to his backpack. There's not one available for Mr. Freeze. But why would he have this canister otherwise? Is it something to keep him cold, maybe? That's probably what it is. It's for his suit, huh? And I always prefer Mr. Freeze with the goggles. The big red goggles. Those are these are heated to keep his eyes warm from freezing, right? At least I think that's it. Okay, so not a bad figure. Not at all. Just expect a little bit more from Mcfarlane, since they have all those points of articulation and everything like that in most of the figures. And I just might have to answer that. So, happy Halloween. Thank you for joining us. Take care. Always be kind.